Alright guys, I just found one of the craziest channels I've ever seen. Now, this channel is called Ghibli Days, and with just about 15 videos, they've already amassed 3.7 million views with 64,000 subscribers. Now, what they post are just Ghibli ASMR videos about a day in the life of maybe a family or a chef or a grandmother. Just Ghibli art-styled videos that follow the day in the life of a particular person. And the numbers they're pulling in are just crazy. One of their videos from just about a month ago has already passed 1.5 million views, which is just insane since this is all done with AI-generated content. And according to Social Blade, they've made about $6,500 in just the past 30 days, which gives them an RPM of about $4 per 1,000 views, which is pretty solid. So in this course, I'm going to walk you step by step through how to create this kind of videos and clone this niche completely from scratch using 100% free AI tools. Now, before we begin the process, you're going to need access to all the prompts we're going to use for this video, and you should find a link in the description. Now, the very first step in this workflow is finding a chatbot. For this tutorial, I'm going to use DeepSeek, but you're free to use GPT, Claude, or whatever software you're comfortable with. Now, once you've got a chatbot, the next thing you need to do is to head over to the Google document with all the prompts and then copy the prompt under the idea generation section, and then paste it into your chatbot. Now, this prompt is designed to tell your chatbot to search the web, understand the different formats and topics we can use for storylines in this specific niche, and then generate a bunch of really nice topic ideas for you. Now, once your chatbot has given you the ideas, all you've got to do is read through them and pick one you'd like to make a video about. Once you find the topic you like, just head back to the Google document and then scroll down to the prompt labeled scripts/storyline. And then just copy all the prompts there and paste it into your chatbot. Now, for this specific prompt, you'll notice that there's a placeholder, which is in brackets, labeled topic. Now, this placeholder is just where you put in the topic that you want to work with, which is the one your chatbot just generated for you. So just copy the topic and then paste it in that specific placeholder and send the entire prompt. Now, this would make your chatbot write you a very detailed storyline for the topic you've picked. Now, once you've got your detailed storyline, the next thing you need to do is turn that storyline into scenes. And you want those scenes to match the pacing of the story. The first thing we're going to generate is images. Then later in the workflow, we'll bring those images to life with animation. So go back to the Google document that has all the prompts, find the section labeled Visuals, copy everything in that section, and paste it straight into your chatbot. When you send the prompt, your chatbot will analyze the story it just wrote for you. Since it already knows the entire story, it will then generate text-to-image prompts for every single scene. These prompts are what you'll use with an image model to generate each scene in the correct sequence and pacing for the storyline you're working on. Now, by default, it's going to give you 40 prompts. If you need more, just ask it to give you more. Now, once you've gotten all the prompts you need, the next thing you need to find is an image generator. Since we're using completely free tools, what we're going to use for this tutorial is Google Whisk. It's completely free and gives you unlimited image generations. All you need to do is go to your browser, search for Google Whisk, then log in and sign up using your Google account, and you're set. Once you're in, you should land on an interface that looks like this. Now, since we're making long form, I'm going to choose the 16:9 aspect ratio, but you can choose whatever ratio you want to work with. Once you pick your ratio, the next step is to go back to your chatbot and copy the first character prompt. Now, the character prompts are the prompts we use to generate each character we're going to use in the story. For this specific story, we have just two characters, a grandmother and a grandson. So your chatbot should give you character reference prompts for however many characters your storyline contains. For me, it gave me just two, so I need to generate those characters from scratch so I can use them as a reference and keep the characters consistent for the rest of my video. So I'm just going to copy the grandmother prompt and then paste it into Whisk, click the arrow button, and within a couple of seconds, I should have an image that looks like this. Now, if you like the image, just download it. If not, you can rerun it as many times as you want. Just remember, you've got unlimited credits, so just rerun until you get an image you like, and then download it. Now, once you've generated the main characters in your story, the next thing you need to do is generate an environment. So you can copy the first prompt from your chatbot that's meant for the environment, paste it into Whisk, and generate an image of the place where your story will be centered. Once you have that, the next thing you have to do is upload your reference images. You need to upload the reference image of the characters you're working with. For me, it's the reference image of the grandmother. And then I'm also going to upload the reference image of the environment she's going to be in, which is the one I just generated. Then I'm just going to paste my next prompt into Whisk and then hit generate. Now, since we've given Whisk a reference image and a reference environment, Whisk will do its best to give us consistent image output that features our main character and the environment the main character is currently in. If you're working with multiple main characters, just upload them to the Reference Characters section, and Whisk should do its job in giving you consistent characters. Alright, now once you've finished generating all your images, the next thing you need to do is animate them. Since we're using the completely free method, we're going to use Google Flow. So head over to your browser, search for Google Flow, and sign up using your Google account. Now, Google Flow gives you access to the VO3 model and around 100 credits every month, which you can use to animate your images and generate videos for free. It's really cool, but if you want to use it at scale, you'll need multiple Google accounts. Once you sign up, you should land on an interface that looks like this. All you have to do is switch to frame to video and then upload your first image that you want to animate. Once you upload the image, you need to get the prompt you used to generate that image from your chatbot. If you can't find the prompt in your chatbot because you're confused, you can go back to Google Whisk and look for the exact image you generated. Click on the image and the prompt should display below. Just copy it, paste it into the prompt box on Google Flow, and then click the arrow button to animate your image and turn it into a video.
Look at those stars. The rain really cleared the sky.
It's beautiful out there now. Teamwork makes it quick, doesn't it?
Now, the video might generate with audio and dialogue, which is not what we want. So to avoid this, paste in the exact same prompt you're working with, and then just below the prompt, type something like no voiceover, no dialogue, no background music, just sound effects. This helps the model understand that we're aiming for an ASMR style video, and it usually gives you something much better. Now all you've got to do is repeat this exact same process. Now, after getting all your videos, go back to the Google document and scroll down to the section labeled Music Prompt, then copy everything. Once you've copied it, head over to a music generator called Suno AI and sign up with your Google account. Now, we need background music. And from what we've seen on the channels already, they use this calm, ambient type of background track. So we're going to generate one from scratch with AI so it's completely monetizable. On Suno AI, click the Create button and paste in the prompt you just copied from the Google document. Then toggle on the Instrumental button, because we don't want the background track to have lyrics. After that, click Create, and within a couple of seconds, Suno AI should generate a calm, monetizable track that you can use for your video. Now, once you've gotten everything, the last thing you need to do is edit it all together. I'm using CapCut for my editing because it's completely beginner-friendly and very easy to work with. What I like to do is store all my assets in a single folder, then import that folder into CapCut so everything stays neat and organized. Now, once I've done that, I'll drag my background track onto the timeline and reduce the volume to around -27 decibels. After that, the next thing you need to do is drag your footage onto the timeline in the exact order you generated it. Your storyline has a sequence, meaning one scene comes before another, and your chatbot usually gives you that order already. That's why it helps to label your clips the moment you generate them, so you always know which clip goes where. Once that's done, you can start cropping. Some clips should be shorter, and if any clip has small distortions or weird frames, crop those parts out so everything plays smoothly and flows nicely. Also, make sure your background track is the exact same length as the full video, so it doesn't end early or keep playing after the video is over. After that, you can add transitions. In CapCut, click on the Transitions tab at the top right, and you'll see the transition library. Drag a transition in between clips. Keep it simple and subtle, nothing too complex. Once you've done all of that, you can export your video.